The news in you, north, east, west, south, unite from every alley and Cali intersection and back street. Prince Harry, the Duke, Meghan Markle, they put it all on the line on an interview with Oprah Winfrey. Got social media in the world in an uproar and a frenzy. And it's crazy because when you see the interview and Oprah asked her about her son and about racism and about what they thought about him, it was some cold. It was very cold. No security for your son when he's born. He will not get a title. And how dark will he be when he come out? That's blatant racism. What I be talking about. You know, you got racism, then you got blatant. Straight blatant racism. And then you know when it's some BS in the game. When you get, now my sister comes out and calls me a narcissist. My father comes out and say I'm suicidal. It's something going on. It's some inside work being put together. But it's a cold thing. But what I say to you, family, is this. You have to go back and watch some of those royal movies, and you'll see how these royal families really work. Right now, go on Netflix. Watch Reign. Watch The Versailles. Watch those shows. If you watch The Versailles, go to the first series 1, episode 3. When you see this, the African prince there that had slept with one of the queens, and you see how they do it. And you see what he said about how the other countries, they'll do with the child when they find out that a black man impregnated one of the royal family members. They said they'll straight up kill the child and kill the woman. See, you got to go back in history sometime to find out how the present moves. To find out about the present, you need to check some of that history, and then you'll know. You'll be like, whoa, this is how they are. They're going to keep that bloodline pure by any means necessary. You can't come in if it's not of pure bloodline. They don't do it like us, family. You know, we'll invite everybody in, like I always say. We don't protect the bloodline. But them, the French, the British, the English, Spain, they protecting that bloodline. A lot of the Europeans going to protect the European bloodline. That's why they'll outcast anybody, even the American Europeans. They'll outcast their family member when they deal with a black person. They be like, we outcast you. Yeah, you still my child, but you're an outcast. Your child is not a part of our bloodline. See, they do it simple as that. It's not a part of our bloodline. They'd probably prefer for the woman to have an abortion or something. But you got to look at it like that. That's why this rabbit hole is deep. And even, you seen Queen Elizabeth, she came back on TMZ and she was like, you know what? This is a family matter and we're going to handle it in private. But you guys are public people. You're a public person. The public wants their information. The public wants to know, are you racist or are you not? That's what we demand as the public. We want to know. So why you walking around looking pretty and acting like you're this high standard of a moral person and you're really not? We want to know, are you really a moral person or are you immoral? That's what we want to know. You know, we know money talk and BS walks. So people use their money to leverage things, leverage people, even your own family members. Because just like with Meghan, you got her father and her sister coming out of her. Common sense, money motivated. As soon as I drop this interview with Oprah, now y'all come right out, bam. Y'all want to come out and hit me. It's money motivated. We have to stop this machine from getting rolling. See, because this whole thing is a machine, and it's the ball is starting to roll. The wheels are starting to turn. So they have to stop the wheels from turning. Even if when you're trying to research it right now, you're going to have to do some digging and probing, because they need to tuck this matter away and let this matter go. Prince Charles, he immediately went on TV and social media, and you see him taking pictures with black people. They have to stop the wheels from turning, because people are going to demand questions and answers. People are going to give questions and they're going to demand answers. So their mission is stop the wheels from turning on this moving train, because this train is moving fast. And that's why people that's to independent media like myself, we got to keep the ball turning, just for the people's sake. For the people's sake, they deserve some answers, and we deserve answers. Are you racist or are you not? That way we don't have to be using our own opinion against people. But as it stands, we know just by looking. When you look at Meghan's face when Oprah was asking her them questions, she was like, I can't say that because it's not going to be a good look. Because it could be more than not a good look. It could cost her probably her life. Who knows? But yeah, family, this is a touchy situation, and I'm going to keep my eye on it. And I encourage you guys to do the same. And like I said, go watch these 2 movies that's on Netflix right now, which is The Versailles and Reign. You go watch them. 2 series. They're pretty long series, but if you watch them and you track and see the way that these royal families act, you're going to be like, whoa. Now I see why they're doing this to Meghan. Because the way they act, they're about keeping everything pure. It's no outsiders coming in. Even other European outsiders, it's going to be hard, but they tend to let some in. You know, they'll dibble and dabble, you know, the French and the British, Spain, you know, some of them are intermixed, but it's not going to be no African black people. They're not allowing us to mix in that. You're not going to mix in that. They're not going to allow you to taint that bloodline. So that's where all your answers lie, family. All your answers are in those royal movies. If you watch them royal movies, you don't need nobody to tell you nothing. All you got to do is go look at them royal movies and you'll be like, whoa, I get it. I understand. Me and my wife been watching them royal movies for a few years now. So we already understand. When we seen the headline pop up, we was like, whoa. I was like, go back to that movie. Go back to that movie, The Versailles. And when we went back to The Versailles on episode 1, on season 1, episode 3, I was like, that's the one I was looking for. And that was the one when the African prince was in Paris and he met the king's wife and had sex with her and ended up getting her pregnant, right? And when he got her pregnant, they outcasted that baby and sent that baby somewhere and hid that baby. But they still kept the baby alive, but they used it for leverage against that African country. But then at the same time, when you listen to it, he's letting them know that if this was the English, if this was Spain, that baby would be dead, and so would that woman be dead. So they're letting you know, any of this we don't allow. We kill it at the head. We kill it from the soon as we find out it's done, it's over. That's why they act like they act toward Meghan. So, like I say, family, go back to those old movies, those old royal movies, and you'll see the way they conduct themselves. And they've been conducting themselves like this for many moons. And they haven't changed, and they're not going to change. That's just the nature and the law of them. And there's nothing wrong with it because that's their prerogative. And once you understand that that's the way they conduct their business, then you'll understand how and why they do what they do. But like I say, that's their prerogative. And they're entitled to do how they want to do because that's their bloodline and they don't want to taint it. So you can't be mad at them. But just look at it and look at those two movies that I'm recommending to you, and you'll be like, whoa, I see what the brother's saying. And with that, I'm going to say, this is the news in you. North, east, west, south. Unite from every alley in Cali, intersection, and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.